Eagles. You asked me that.
Tom Balch.
Oh, that
Tommy Balch is prime time.
So he's the man to come watch, they say.
Yeah, that's right. So
and how many listeners do you say he's got on the?
He's got 500,000 to 5 million each week. He gets on his Instagram posts. So that's a lot of people. So
Nearly as many as Glenn Barndon.
Not quite, but he'll get there.
And Glenn writes back to his personally.
Yeah. Well, I can. I name them all, the three of them.
Well, Elvis Presley used to. So do you.
Nola, Bruce. Thank you, family.
Yeah, one of his sisters doesn't even bother.
No. She moved to Perth to get away from it.
I think we're in for an entertaining game. Chapman Valley have certainly showed this year they're one of the teams to beat. Railways have got the work against them, but it's going to be a good contest.
So Kevin Mazza has done his bit for the oval. He's put the divots back in and he's put the sand in the ground. But congratulations to the staff, Jamie Criddle and Trevor Hipper and all the staff of the Shire of Chapman Valley for the amount of work. They are hoping to roll it again next week because there is a big rain coming next week and could be 40 or 50 mils. And next weekend there's another big game, of course, between Chapman Valley and Northampton.
Big prime train, I can see him.
Okay, you can pick him out with his mullet.
Centre half forward.
And there is a big crowd here.
Yellow boots.
And if you're looking for something to do this afternoon, you want to see some good footy, some good umpiring, and some good footy from two clubs that aspire to play finals footy.
So say Railways must have won the toss, Glenn. They're kicking toward the Nabawar end, or the northern end here of Nabawar Oval, Mazzucchelli Oval, and about a 2 to 3 goal breeze.
Yes. So we'll see how we go. And the ball will be thrown up. And it goes the way. Randall Starling gets the game underway. MJ McConnell knocks it to ground for Railways. Goes the way of Chapman Valley's Bo Simpson. Ball comes to ground. Railways player has the ball under him. He couldn't get rid of the ball. Umpire Starling will come in and throw the ball up. No score yet. We've just got this game underway this afternoon. And it's picked up now by Mitchell Boyle, who's in very good form for the Blues. Gets it up towards the forward line, looking up there for a teammate. Chapman Valley getting it out of defence now through the player there in Jaden Schofield, who's got a new haircut. Jaden Schofield gets it over to Ewan Whiteley, gets it to Ringo McKenna. He's tackled, ball comes to ground, picked up by Railways player there in Ned Osborne. He gets it forward, goes the way of Damien King. He's kicked a few goals this year, gets the ball, handball taken away from him, goes the way of Simpson, who gets it towards McKenna. McKenna breaks across half back, gets it towards the centre of the ground, gets it the way of Colgate. Colgate gets it over towards a teammate and Hutchins. Hutchins gets the ball up the ground. He was dealt with after he got rid of the ball, and a free kick will go up the ground. So a bit of undisciplined play there by the Railways player.
And correction from me, Glenn. Chapman Valley have the breeze kicking toward the northern end.
So Chapman Valley must have won the toss.
Yep.
Kick to the northern end. So Chapman Valley have it now with their player with the ball. And Richard Bartlett back from Subiaco this weekend to play in the MND day to help his club out. There goes the kick from Richard Bartlett right across the face of goal. Ball goes out of bounds on the full in the left forward pocket. And we've played a minute and a half in this first term with thanks to Community Bank Geraldton.
Listener Radio Mama, the home of GNFL football. No score on the board yet. Chapman Valley first foray into their forward line. Out of defence it comes now, down in front of our broadcast position, and a strong mark is taken by Dylan Williamson. Williamson now, a nice big kick it is. He's got the breeze behind him, up into the half-forward area, up they go, over the back, the mark is almost claimed, the ball goes to ground, players diving on top of each other, and the ball will be thrown up. Number 5 is Prime Train. And he's waiting outside the pack there, as we can see, for Chapman Valley. Going in now. He's got the ball. It's Prime Train. He gets it away to a teammate. Out the side there it goes to Hutchinson. Hutchinson puts it onto his boot. Shoots on goal. It was a nice check side kick by Hutchinson, but just a little bit too Too much angle on that one and hits the post and is recorded as a minor score.
Yeah, Batavia Timber and Salvage scoreboard. Chapman Valley are 1 behind. Railways yet to open their account, but it's fair to say Chapman Valley got a 3 to 4 goal breeze at their back, favouring the northern end. Ball comes out of defence now through Railways. Railways give it away to a teammate who gets the ball forward. That's Priolo. Gets it up the ground. Finds a teammate there in Kimberley. Kimberley, that is Matt. Peter's playing it today as well. So Matt and Pete are both playing. Railways get it up the ground through Porteous. Gets it the way of Mitchell Boyle, who's got a few possessions already. Mitchell Boyle on half-back on the Valley Tavern pocket side. Kicks it up towards centre wing. Good mark taken there by the Railways player, Jack Cocking. Playing good footy for East Fremantle at the moment. Coming back as a special treat for the MND Day. On loan from East Fremantle. He gets it up the ground. Finds Kimberley. Kimberley another pass to Boyle. Boyle has it. Goes by hand. Back to Kimberley. Kimberley gets it up towards the half-forward line. And there's nobody out there. Ball goes out of bounds. And the boundary throw-in, if it's in the AFL, they probably would have said that was deliberate. And the ball will be brought back into play. Ball will be thrown in just in front of the big tree there. The big gum tree is still standing and enjoying the rain like everyone else. A little light drizzle falling this afternoon here at Mazzucchelli Oval. This first term with thanks to Community Bank Geraldton. Bo Simpson goes in. Ball comes out towards Boyle. He gets it across the ground. Comes the way now of Schofield. Schofield goes by hand to Kobe Simpson. Simpson can't get a handle on it. Gets dragged to the ground. Umpire says he was held while not in possession. And he will take the resultant free kick on half-back. No, he won't. He'll get the free kick against him. He was in possession. So the free kick will go the way of the Railways player. And that's young man Damien King, who's kicked a few goals this year. He's a left footer. He kicks, kicking on goal. Very important kick against the breeze. Kicking to the southern end. So Damien King has the ball. He's only 25 metres out. Kicking towards the southern end, as I mentioned, against the breeze. Damien King, a left footer. And let's see how he goes. You would expect him to kick it from there. There goes his kick. Looks pretty good. And it is good enough. Straight through the middle. And on the Batavia Timber and Salvage scoreboard, Railways go to 1 goal straight. They lead Chapman Valley 1 behind. And we've played some 4 minutes in this first term with thanks to Community Bank Geraldton on Radio Mama, the home of GNFL football.
We talked about the breeze earlier, Glenn, as you think it could be up to even 4 goals when it gusts, Pete. So that's a good get by Railways early in the game.
Yeah, and Mitchell Boyle's had 4 possessions already, so he's him and the Kimberley boys are going to be very important, those little fellas, little ankle biters today.
Ball back in the middle now. 1 straight goal versus 1 point. Ringo McKenna. He's one of the stars of the Chapman Valley outfit. Has been for several years in the middle. He's up against his opposite number there, and Jager Williams. So there'll be a battle there this afternoon, and Williams gets it on that occasion, but kicks into the man on the mark, but MJ McConnell was able to get it, puts it onto his boot. He sends it out into the pocket there. He's looking for support out there from a teammate. There's a bit of a run race to get the ball. Eventually the Chapman Valley player is brought to ground. And the ball will be thrown up just inside the boundary line on the far wide expanses of Mazzucchelli Oval here this afternoon. Big crowd already in attendance, and they'll be building up for the big MND slide, the big freeze happening post-game this afternoon. And a few celebrities in that, a few people visiting and playing in the games. As I said, Prime Train playing in this particular game. He's a bit of a star, and if you don't know about him, get onto the internet, as he almost got the ball. He's given away a free kick as Prime Train, and he thought he was, he remonstrated with the umpire, but the umpire said nothing in that, son. And a free kick goes to Railways. Off the half-back line now, the ball going off the boot of that player there in Jordan Williamson. Jordan Williamson coming back from hamstring injury, Glenn. You reckon he's a bit taking his life into his hands playing on wet surface today. But we'll see what happens. Much needed player in the lineup. The ball back in the middle now. Comes down the middle for Chapman Valley. Bounces in front of that particular player. That player not able to get on top of it. The ball going forward now. A bit of a push and shove. Player caught in possession. And a free kick will go. Yeah, free kick will go the way of Chapman Valley, and the player there, Lee Hutchins.
Lee Hutchins goes on quickly, kicks it up towards the forward line, looking up there for Tyron Papertalk. Ball goes forward, and the ball goes out of bounds. The ball will be thrown in the left forward pocket at the northern end of the ground. Boundary umpire to throw the ball back into play. So Chapman Valley have it in their forward 50, and looking to get a score on the board. in a major sense. They've kicked one behind. They trail Railways, who have one goal. Ball goes forward, slapped forward by Railways. Railways got to get it out of that defensive zone. Railways player Jordan Williamson has the ball held to him. Umpire's letting him get the ball out. Eventually the ball doesn't come out, and umpire Reece McGetts comes in to throw the ball up in the 15 metres from goal at the northern end of the ground. Chapman Valley pick it up. They grab it through the agency of Colgate. He shoots on goal. He's offline. Ball goes out of bounds on the full into the right forward pocket, so the Valley Tavern pocket, and Railways can relieve the pressure and bring the ball back into play.
Seating machines in the background there, Glenn. Hopefully they've been emptied out in the last couple of weeks.
All the cups machinery?
Yeah.
A few dollars there.
The ball coming out of defence now. Priolo for Northampton tries to kick it over the top of the Tavern. Doesn't get that far. Comes off hands and spills over the boundary once again. The boundary umpire about to throw it in right in front of the Valley Tavern, the rejuvenated Valley Tavern. You can get a good meal there any day of the week. Glenn, the ball coming in now. Players knocking it down, trying to get their mitts on it. Conditions a lot better than the last game we viewed out here. Player is dealt with, gets a bit of hip and shoulder. The player running in was Hutchins, came in a little bit too late. And a free kick has gone the way of Chapman Valley. Chapman Valley now into the half-forward area. They play on.
And Richard Bartlett's goal.
Richard Bartlett over the top of a player, picks up the ball and puts through the first goal for Chapman Valley. And that was a nice passage of play there by the Valley. They needed it early. They've put their first goal on the board, Pete, and they are 1-1, and they lead Railways one straight goal.
Yeah, good contest so far. Just a little add-on to that air seeding machinery over there, Glenn. I'm not sure how much crop we would have got in our day having air seeders that close to the pub at Chapman Valley. I think I wouldn't even be halfway through seeding by now, but the contest is good. The Railway small men are working hard. Mitchell, Boyle, Periolo's, Kimberley's, but a bit more polish from Chapman Valley at the moment.
Bo Simpson doing a lot in the middle of the ground too, Pete.
He is. He was very good 2 weeks ago as well.
He helped deliver that ball there in that passage of play. Ball back in the middle now. MJ McConnell wins it, but it goes to ground. It's picked up by Simpson once again. Goes forward again for Chapman Valley. They're getting it out of the middle a lot quicker now. Out to the far side. Running onto it is Hutchins. He doesn't get there, but a player does. He weaves through a couple of players. A ball into Hutchins now. He mistimes it. The ball goes back to the Railways defender. Goes away of Kimberley now for Railways. He puts it into space. Can his teammate run onto it? It goes the way of the opposition. A kick into the half-forward area. Misses all and sundry and is kicked out on the full.
So the ball goes out of bounds, as Peter mentioned. Braden, the ruckman for Chapman Valley, kicked the ball forward there. Braden Hoskins, he was offline.
Gives you an idea of the breeze there, Glenn.
Yeah, so the ball will be brought back in by the Railways defence, and that is Elliot Delaney. He goes up along the boundary line, picks out a teammate there in Elijah Burrows. Elijah Burrows, a very good footballer, young developing player. Elijah Burrows goes back, puts it on his left boot, kicks it up along the boundary line on the half-back flank for Railways, half-forward line for Chapman Valley. But time's ticking by in this first quarter. We've played some 10 minutes, Earl, and Chapman Valley haven't really got value for the breeze as yet. Railways are doing well. Ball in the centre, goes the way of that player again, and Bo Simpson goes the way of the veteran in Jaden Schofield. He gets it up ground, looking there for Ringo McKenna. He misses what he should have taken, but retrieves it well. Gives it towards the player there in Bo Simpson. Bo Simpson gets it up the ground and finds Jay Colgate. Jay Colgate, 60 metres from goal, kicks it up towards full forward, looking up there for Tyron Papertalk. Papertalk grabs the ball, shoots on goal, and Papertalk's got his first of the afternoon. And on the Batavia Timber and Selvidge scoreboard, Chapman Valley go to 2-1, and they lead Railways 1 goal straight.
Yeah, nice goal there by Tyron Papertalk, and I can tell you right now, if Railways are thinking what they need to stop in the middle of the ground, Bo Simpson is the man at the moment, Pete.
Absolutely. He's had most possessions on the ground, working overtime, and they're kicking the ball along with the wind, which you need to do. Out of the centre, they've got the ball out of the centre numerous times.
Take nothing away from Ringo McKenna. He still also is doing a lot in the middle of the ground. So the midfield for Chapman Valley has upped the ante somewhat in the last couple of minutes. Of course, they're up against players the likes of Boyle and also young Cody Giltro's in the middle as well. You've got the Kimberley brothers and Mitchell Boyle, the general himself. So
they're all little fellas, aren't they?
They certainly are. Ball back in the middle now. Up they go. That's one by McConnell again. He knocks it to ground. Players diving on top of it. There's Bo Simpson again. He just doesn't give up that fella. And the umpire says no prior opportunity. We'll throw it up, boys. The score, 2-1 to Chapman Valley. They're leading Railways one straight goal. This quarter brought to you by Melissa Price, the member for Durack. Oh, Ringo McKenna is almost slung onto the ground as he lets the ball go, but it's to his advantage. Hutchins picks it up outside the centre square, runs inside the forward 50, but is inaccurate. He probably had a bit more time. He shanked it to one side and threw for the minor score.
Good effort there from Lee Hutchins. He looks very exciting when he gets the ball. Chapman Valley moved the ball quickly out of the centre, but they're not getting the score on the board as they would like in an efficient manner, but they're getting the ball up there. And on the Batavia Timber and Selby scoreboard, Chapman Valley are 2 goals to 14. They lead Railways 1 behind. But Chapman Valley have got a 3 to 4 goal breeze at their back in this first term. So time ticking by. There's about 13 minutes gone in this first term, with thanks to Community Bank Geraldton. Ball comes back into play. And the game is starting to get a bit of tempo now. Goes the way of Chapman Valley. Chapman Valley get it on their boot through James Maverick. Kicks it towards full forward. Ball running free. And wait on it. That's a goal. James Maverick, no, the umpire said it was touched off hands, so Luxa Fortune, the Railways player, got there just in the nick of time. And on the Batavia Timber and Selby scoreboard, Chapman Valley go to 2 goals, 3-15. They lead Railways 1 goal straight.
Oh, watching a bit of a contest here on the wing between Oakley Criddle.
Railways players caught in possession.
Yeah, Oakley Criddle and also Jack Cocking, but as Glenn said, the Railways player caught in possession, and that'll see Colgate. He's a good goal sneak, this fella, and he'll shoot from directly in front. So they did all that work to save that goal, Railways, and all came out done pretty quickly, Glenn.
Yeah, you got to turn the ball. You can't turn the ball over very quickly like that.
Now, Colgate now. He'll kick from about 40 when he gets onto this one, maybe a little bit closer. He's directly in front, a strong breeze at his back. One would think he has everything going for him, Jake Colgate, including his efficiency. In he comes now. Let's see what he can do. Looks all good off the boot. It is straight. It is straight through the middle, over the head of the goal umpire. And that sees Chapman Valley kick their 3rd goal of the afternoon. They go to 3-3, and they lead Railways 1 straight goal, and starting to get value for effort.
Haven't seen a lot of prime train as yet. One handball.
But that's the bonus. You don't need him, do you, if you're getting the ball.
That's right.
Yeah. But he's back into the centre now, so he's moving into the midfield, so it'll be interesting to see if he can get a little bit more of the ball. Now he's on the ball.
Like a bit of hair like that, Glenn?
Pardon?
Yeah. Like a bit of hair like that?
I might start growing it like that, and I might be able to get my Instagram followers up.
That's what I was thinking.
And a blonde. I'm going to blonde it, though.
Glenn's got more chance of happening than me, though.
There he is. There he is. Prime Train gets boot the ball, but his kick is cut off. Goes the way of Williamson. Williamson grabs the ball off half back, kicks it up towards half forward, looking up there for Porteous. He can't control the ball, does so now. Ball spills, picked up the way of Priolo. Priolo gets it forward. Here's an opportunity for Railways. Goes the way of Kobe Simpson. He has the ball held to him. Oh, the umpire's called it. Yeah. He's in possession. So that'll be an interesting one.
Yeah.
So, as long as they're consistent, that's all you can ask. So, the umpire said you had prior opportunity. A bit like the Elliot Yeo one, wasn't it, really? So it'll be interesting to see if they play it all day. It's all good. No one can say anything's wrong with that.
Cocking, first shot at goal.
Yes.
Damien King.
Damien King,
I
he's already kicked the goal.
Same sort of build as Cocking, isn't he?
Yeah. So Damien King, he's been a big pickup for the Railways side this year. He's their leading goal scorer. So Damien King, can he get his 2nd of the afternoon and make it Chapman Valley pay for that indiscretion? Looks pretty good off the boot. That's a good goal, a very good goal in these conditions. So Railways keep in touch and kick one against the flow and against the breeze. Good stuff there from Damien King. And on the Batavia Timber and Selby scoreboard, Chapman Valley are 3-3-21. Railways are 2 goals straight, 12. So a great quarter from Railways as we head close to time on in this first term, with thanks to the Community Bank, the bank that lives here.
Ball coming back to the middle. As Glenn said, 3-3 plays 2 straight goals. It's against a strong breeze, Railway. So let's see what they can do here. Ball back in the middle now. Young Giltro, he's got his work cut out for him now. He's up against Kimmy Schofield. So too, Mitchell Boyle in the middle of the ground, and a couple of others. Prime Train tries to collect the ball, collects the player. Ball coming out in the middle with the big ruckman now. He's quickly gathered up by Prime Train. Almost slung, but the umpire says nothing in that. Going back the way now of the Chapman Valley defender, and he's hard to identify, but that is Jaden Schofield with the blonde hair this afternoon, probably giving away a little bit what he will be, who he'll be dressing up with in the big freeze this afternoon. Prime Trainers caught in possession, dropping the ball, dealt with by Giltro. Geez, a little bit of push and shove there, and the free kick going the way of Railways. Out on the wing now. The ball is with Bunter. Bunter in turn gets it to Kimberley. Kimberley into the half-forward area, looking for Cocking, who tries to run in and take the mark. He's unsuccessful. He tries to keep the ball in his keeping, pushing it toward the boundary. Cody Simpson ensures that it doesn't stay in the keeping of the Railways player and takes it over the boundary.
Blake Bunter to bring the ball back into play. Gets the short pass, goes the way of Jager Williams. Jager Williams with the ball on centre wing, just in front of the scoreboard. 21 plays 12 in favour of Chapman Valley. Chapman Valley with the use of the breeze in this first term, so Railways are doing okay. Ball is on half back. Chapman Valley player is caught in possession, and the free kick will go the way of Railways. So Railways putting the pressure on. They have the ball 50 metres away from goal, kicks it towards the forward line there. Railways player breaks the tackle, puts it on his boot. That was Elijah Burrows. Ball cut off by Kobe Simpson, so Kobe Simpson grabs the ball, kicks it back to whence it came, goes the way of Callum Papertalk. Callum Papertalk gets a handball away, goes the way of Mick, who couldn't pick it up there. The ball goes back to ground. Umpires letting it flow, comes back to Railways, and Railways get the kick forward there through Jager Williams again. So the ball still running free. Picked up now by Chapman Valley. They get it out very close to the boundary line. Chapman Valley still have it. Goes the way of the player there in James Maverick. He kicks it up towards half forward, looking up there for Lee Hutchins. Umpire says the player on that occasion didn't have any prior opportunity, and he'll come in and throw the ball up right on the half forward line for Chapman Valley. Time running out for Chapman Valley in this quarter. We've played almost 17 and a half minutes in this first term, with thanks to Community Bank Geraldton. Railways have the ball, whistle on play. Railways player was interfered with there, gets a free kick. That was Mitchell Boyle. So Mitchell Boyle has the free kick on half back. Been very prominent in this first term. Kicks the ball up towards the half forward line. Chapman Valley player gets slung out of it, and he didn't have possession, so the umpire said it's your free kick. So Chapman Valley have the ball through Oakley Criddle. Brings it in towards the centre, finds Kim Schofield. He couldn't mark the ball. Comes back towards Ewan Whiteley. Big pack around the ball once again. Umpire said a player was tackled high, and it goes the way of Kimberley. Kimberley has the ball, breaks through the centre, kicks it up towards half forward, but he kicks a poor one. So it goes the way of Chapman Valley and Oakley Criddle. He gives it away towards the player who we know who's going down the slide as this afternoon in Jaden Schofield. Goes the way of Richard Bartlett. The mark wasn't paid. Goes the way now of Mick Mosley. He gives it away of Lee Hutchins. Lee Hutchins has got the ball on a string this afternoon. Throws it on his boot, but he's offline. Ball goes out of bounds towards the goal. No, it is a point in the end. So Chapman Valley, 3 goals 4, 22. Lead Railways, 2 goals straight, 12 on the Batavia Timber and Salvage scoreboard. Light rain falling throughout the game.
Ball coming out of defence now. The mark isn't taken by the players in half-back there for Railways. Going back into the full forward area. The Chapman Valley custodian puts it onto his boot and sends it forward, and Braden Hoskins in defence now.
Fairly quiet is Kim Schofield. He hasn't had a stat yet, I don't think.
Yeah, young Giltro's tagging him this afternoon, it looks like.
Take the pink boots off, put the black boots on, Pete.
The ball on the far side and goes over the boundary. So
I tried that, Pete. It doesn't work.
Tried everything, Glenn.
Yeah, I had tried every colour. Didn't work.
The ball to be thrown in front of the Chapman Valley Tavern. Players setting themselves over the back of the pack, though, trying to be picked up by the elusive number 1. We're talking about Mitchell Boyles, and able to collect, and the ball goes back inside that pack of players. Pete, Chapman Valley, they haven't used their opportunities, do you think?
No. I'd like to see Lee Hutchins get a bit more opportunity, perhaps out full forward, because it looks like a very dangerous customer when the ball gets anywhere around him.
Yeah, he can kick it on the run. He can hoist a kick. He sure can, that fella. Bit of a racehorse, as I've mentioned before, thoroughbred at that. The ball outside the forward 50 once again for Chapman Valley. A goal here late in the term would be timely. Ball into space now. Can they do something here? There's Kimmy Schofield. Tackle a little high. The umpire didn't see that. I did. The ball coming out of the pack now. Goes away now of Bo Simpson. He's been good this afternoon. A beautifully directed kick. The mark isn't taken, though. The ball spills free. It's picked up now by Chapman Valley. Can they go forward again? The big ruckman doesn't get his mitts on it. Eventually comes back the way of Criddle. Criddle in turn, in fact, it's I should say Jaden Schofield, puts it into space. Boyle is brought to ground. The ball spills free. The umpire says, no, free kick down the field.
Advantage.
And it was advantage played.
You've got to be careful when you get an advantage if it is. But they've still got the ball forward. That's good.
The ball in the half-forward area now for Railways. And Chapman Valley trying to keep them scoreless in this part of the quarter. Kobe Simpson runs over the ball. Railways able to snap it up. Can they get something? Or make something for nothing? Schofield, super stopper on the half-back flank. Jaden sends it back down the middle. The intended target isn't met. The ball goes to ground. Diving on top of it a few players, and a free kick will go the way of Chapman Valley. Advantage paid into the half-forward area. It goes over the back. Waiting for the pick it up is Paper Talk. The bounce wasn't kind. Out of defence come Railways now, but going back the way now of Schofield. Schofield in turn gives it away to Colgate. Colgate sends it in, and the nice mark is taken there by Maverick, who sends it into Paper Talk, off hands and through for the minor score.
So made hard work of that. Chapman Valley looked like they were going to get a score, but they didn't get the boot to ball, and it goes through for got boot to ball, but it was smothered off the hands, as Peter called. So on the Batavia Timber and Selby scoreboard, Chapman Valley have 8 scoring opportunities, kicked 3 goals, 5 for a total, of course, of 23 points. The Railways have had 2 shots forward. They've got 12 points. So 12 plays 23 in favour of the Valley. Chapman Valley seeing the first quarter with the breeze, but time running out in this first term.
It's fairly crowded, isn't it? I mean, the forward line for Chapman Valley has been fairly crowded.
Yeah.
To paint a picture, everyone nearly in the half of the ground has been a little bit contested.
Yeah, it's good footy. It's pretty contested, and we'll know a little bit more by half time after Railways have had the use of the breeze in the second half. So the ball comes out, goes the way of Railways defence. Railways get it towards the boundary line. The Railways player there was Antonio Priolo, but the ball goes close to the boundary line. In fact, it goes out of bounds. So out on the full. So Chapman Valley have an opportunity to kick the ball back to whence it came. Big kick from Chapman Valley. Can they get a score while they have it in the half?
Oh, nice mark.
Callum Paper Talk in these conditions. That is a superb mark. And Callum Paper Talk, who was amongst Chapman Valley's better players last week and kicked a few goals, has an opportunity to kick a goal now. He hasn't kicked a goal today. He had a shot on goal and it was smothered off the boot or touched off hands. So Callum Paper Talk shooting on goal from 25 metres out, 45-degree angle. Callum gets his first of the afternoon. Chapman Valley get their fourth, and Chapman Valley on the Batavia Timber and Salvage scoreboard get a very important goal in the last minute of the play as the siren sounds. Chapman Valley 4-5, 29, lead Railways 2 goals straight, 12. It's quarter time at the football in the Fight MND Day in the big freeze at the Valley, and you're tuned to Radio Mama, the home of GNFL football.
Our Drennan O'Malley Motors GNFL game day.
and Peter Bucket-Keefe. Peter, what do you think of the first half, or the first quarter? Chapman Valley 29, lead Railways 12.
Yeah, Chapman looked quite strong, and like we said, the Little Blokes from Railways had to work overtime. Bo Simpson was dominant in that quarter with 8 possessions, and Matthew Kimberley with 10, and Mitchell Boyle and Jaden Schofield with 5. But Chapman Valley looked very strong, but Railways kicked a couple into the wind, and it'll be interesting to see what happens this quarter and where we're at half time.
Second term underway. Umpire Reese Margetts puts the ball into the ground or up into the air, and the ball comes the way of Chapman Valley. They get it out the way of a hard-running player there. Goes the way of Schofield on the half-back. He comes across the ground and finds a teammate in Ewan Whiteley. Whiteley goes up the ground looking for Ringo McKenna. McKenna has a player there to beat, and Ned Osborne does that job well. Ned Osborne kicks it back to whence it came, kicks it up the ground, looking up there for Cody Giltro. Chapman Valley have an opportunity through Dylan Williamson. Williamson takes them on, draws a handball, goes the way of Mitchell Thompson. Mitchell Thompson goes out towards centre wing, looking out there for Jaden Schofield. Schofield's been good this afternoon. Gets it around his opponent, gets it on his left boot, gets it up the ground, finds Ringo McKenna.
Ringo McKenna, ditto for him too. So far in the game, Glenn, gets it inboard. It goes further afield down the ground. Braden Hoskins, up goes Prime Train, puts the boot into the ball, goes across the face of goal, and goes through for the minor score. So Chapman Valley against the breeze in this term. The breeze is about a 3 to 4 goal breeze. They led by some 17 points at quarter time as the ball comes out of defence now, and the mark, it's kicked out on the full. So, rolled over the line.
Dropped it over the line, yeah.
So just over the line, the ball about to be thrown in the half-forward area for Chapman Valley. Players setting themselves, in it comes now. Big crowd in attendance here this afternoon, not caught by Hoskins. Goes to ground, picked up by Osborne now for Railways, but only goes as far as that player in Whiteley. Whiteley for Chapman Valley puts it inside the corridor, running out to try and get it. Is a player in Bartlett. Bartlett receives it back from a teammate, spins around a couple of players, shoots toward goal. He's looking for Prime Train, I think. Prime Train playing at full forward and able to outsmart his opposite number as that player comes in and gets the ball, kicks toward the sanctuary of the boundary and eventually finds it.
So there'll be a boundary throw-in just in front of the Chapman Valley coaches bench. And they'll be pretty happy the way Chapman Valley have started this quarter against the breeze. Had the ball in their forward 50 twice, but haven't scored a goal yet, scored a point. Ball comes back in from the boundary umpire. Goes the way of Railways' Mitch Boyle. He picks it up well. Ball spills, however, goes the way of Kim Schofield. He soccers the ball forward. Goes the way of the player there in Colgate. Railways have an opportunity through the 200 gamer in Jesse Moore. He gets it out towards the teammate. There, we got the ball forward in Priolo. Whistle on play. And the free kick will go the way of Nick Mosley.
I was going to say,
Nick
it was
Mosley,
almost a one-handed mark.
The umpire says play on, so Nick Mosley goes back and goes the way of his full-back and Jaden Thompson. Another short pass goes the way of Kim Schofield. So Chapman Valley playing the possession game. Rain has stopped falling. Still pretty cool conditions here. Ball goes the way of the Railways player there in Ned Osborne. He can't control the ball. He puts a good tackle on the Chapman Valley player. And the umpire in Reese Margetts will come in and throw the ball up once more.
Looks like a reasonable share going to come through behind us, Glenn.
Yes, it does.
We can see it. And conditions are going to change dramatically. The ball goes to ground. Umpire Margetts says, give it to me, boys, and we'll throw it up once again. It is 4-6 plays, 2 straight goals. Only a point scored in this term, and that is by Chapman Valley against the breeze. The ball in the middle with... who do you expect? But Ringo McKenna, he doesn't let it out of his sight. The ball goes to ground and the umpire will throw it up once again. This quarter brought to you by Melissa Price, the member for Durack.
He does the hard work, Ringo McKenna. He's got them thick legs and good core. He's real strong around the packs.
Certainly is. Off the back of the pack goes away of Kimberley. Almost dropped as it goes down the ground. The mark is eventually dropped by that player in Elijah Burrows. The ball spills free. Now Chapman Valley have it again through Bartlett. He's been instrumental, as you'd expect this afternoon. The Subiaco player kicks up into the half-forward area. It's rebounded off the half-back flank, out into the wing. And the ball spills free. Umpire says play on. They're looking for a free kick, those players, one way or the other. But Kimberley says give it to me for Railways. He sends it inboard. But there he is again. Mr. Reliable, and Bo Simpson takes a nice mark at centre half-back.
Gets it up the ground, gets it to Ringo McKenna. Ringo McKenna on half-back as the rain... Peter Bucket-Keefe forecast is starting to fall here at Mazzucchelli Oval. Good mark taken by the Railways defender. So Railways have the ball on centre wing on the scoreboard side, which reads Batavia Timber Salvage. Chapman Valley 4-6-30. Railways 2 goals straight, 12. Big kick from Railways, goes into the forward 50. Railways have an opportunity now, throws it on the boot, and a bit ambitious there. Perhaps could have run the ball in and out of bounds on the full. So a wasted opportunity there from the young Railways player shooting on goal.
Jack Cocking it was, yep.
Yeah, it's played like a millionaire.
The family in the Kia Carnival almost got a fright.
Yes,
the ball come
didn't
flying
expect
over.
to see it come. We thought it was going to go through the goals, but no.
Off the back line now, it is with Schofield. He's been good this afternoon. Jaden, that is. Kimmy yet to rack up his stats, but the game is continuing.
Long way to go.
As I mentioned, he puts it into space, or does he? Back inside the pack it goes. Kobe Simpson's there, tries to shovel it out. There's Cody Giltro. The bottom of the pack. He tries to get it out safely to a teammate. Eventually goes the way of the player there in Sheridan Edwards, or how do you say his name? Shaden Edwards. He kicks it forward, but to no avail. So
free kick goes the way of Railways. Chapman Valley player was holding on to the Railways forward, and the Railways.
So
forward.
it is Shaden Edwards with the free kick, is it?
No, I think it might be
Jack Cocking.
Jack Cocking.
Jack Cocking. So Jack Cocking, he's straight in front, 25 metres out. So he won't miss this one, and it'll put Railways back in the ball game. Not that they've been out of the ball game, because it's a very tight, close contest. So how we have it, Railways, Jack Cocking, back from East Fremantle this weekend, helping out his side and his club, and Jack Cocking. He's 25 metres out, kicking to the Northampton end of Mazzucchelli Oval, and Jack Cocking goes back, sets half a home, and he's got a good goal on the board. No, he hasn't. Gee whiz. Oh, they're hard to kick. Very hard to kick, because he's a very good goal kicker, is Jack. And unfortunately, he wasn't on target on that occasion. So a wasted opportunity. Chapman Valley wasted plenty in the first term. Now it's time to Railways to lose a few in front of goal.
Glenn, you would probably say the conditions actually suit Railways a little bit more, because the Chapman Valley outside run, Lee Hutchins type players, Jaden Schofield, Kim Schofield's, with a dry day would be...
You'd like to see them, wouldn't you?
Yeah, hard to contain, whereas I think Railways at this point in time are hanging in.
Yeah, they are.
The ball in defence now with Kobe Simpson. Kicks toward the crowd side of the Mazzucchelli Oval. He's looking for support out there by the big ruckman for Chapman Valley. He sees the ball over the boundary, or does he? He's gone over. No, it hasn't. There's that false boundary on the inside that...
The under 14 boundary.
It sort of threw me a little bit. The ball coming back in now, running onto it. Hutchins was going to run onto it, but through runs Williamson and slaps it away on his return to Railways this weekend. His leg heavily bandaged too, Glenn, so coming back from a hamstring injury. Ball in front of the stand here this afternoon. The broadcast side, in it comes now. Players setting themselves. McConnell doesn't get on the first attempt, goes down the throat of a teammate there who sends it forward on this occasion. That player is Peter Kimberley. He kicks into a host of players and once again comes off hands and over the boundary. So conditions are interesting. You can hear the breeze in the back, and it's blowing sort of slightly across the ground toward the northern end.
Yes, it is certainly coming in, the breeze. A little bit of rain, not a lot of rain, but just dampness makes it very hard for the players to control the ball. Ball spills out the back, goes the way of a Railways player who sockers the ball forward, and Ned Osborne.
Yep.
And Ned Osborne's goal. So luck's of fortune, as they say. And on the Batavia Timber and Selby scoreboard, Railways get a much-needed goal. Railways are 3 goals, 1-19. They trail Chapman Valley 4 goals, 6-30. We're into this second term with thanks to Melissa Price, the member for Durack. And it is an interesting scoreline indeed. And we've played about 8 minutes, so there's a fair bit of time ticking by very quickly in this game. So Railways need to get the value for the breeze, as Chapman Valley did in the first quarter. So still plenty of time, and time is certainly on the side of both sides. And as Peter mentioned, both clubs certainly in contention here this afternoon. Ball back into the centre. Umpire D. Margetts, the man who's umpired over 300 AFL games, in control this afternoon with his brother Reese and GNFL umpire Randall Starling, all doing a wonderful job. Ball comes the way of the player there for Railways who went early, and that was Dion Drage, but picked up now by Cody Giltro. He goes across the ground and finds Blake Bunter. Blake Bunter has the ball, centre wing on the scoreboard side, goes up towards the half-forward line where he finds a teammate. That teammate is Jack Cocking. Jack Cocking's a long way for goal, but he kicks a big kick up towards the big fella there in King. Ball running free, and King wants to soccer the ball forward, but the Chapman Valley player does well and forces it through, and that was Kobe Simpson forced behind. So on the Batavia Timber and Selby scoreboard, Brigades not playing here. Railways are 3-20, and Chapman Valley 4 goals.
Oh!
And what a mark. Richard Bartlett. What a mark for Chapman Valley. Kicks it up towards centre wing. Goes the way of Tyron Papertalk. Back towards Jay Colgate. Colgate kicks it forward, looking there for Lee Hutchins. Lee Hutchins leading the race for the ball. Gets the handball away. Goes the way of Callum. Ball comes back towards Railways, and Railways send it forward, but only as far as Bo Simpson. So good skills on display from both sides this afternoon.
Bo Simpson, one of the best on ground so far this afternoon, goes laterally in the middle of the ground. It's picked up by his teammate Whiteley, who miskicks it. Goes into the defender there, and that's Jesse Moore, the 200 gamer. He sends it out toward our broadcast side, where Prime Train for Chapman Valley moves in with MJ McConnell. He picks them big, does Prime Train, and there'll be a ball up. Just not far away from the dugout for Chapman Valley.
Prime Train and MJ McConnell will be going down the slide a little bit later.
Yeah, well, I wonder if we'll be in one piece. The ball coming out goes to have Giltro. Gee, he's getting in and under the little fella today.
He's a goer.
He drives on top of the ball and keeps it in his keeping. The umpire says no prior opportunity. We'll throw it up once again. Early stages of the second term, thanks to Melissa Price, the member for Durack. McConnell's winning most of the taps that I've noticed so far today. He's working hard. Can he last the distance as Prime Train quickly grabs the ball outside the pack, bottles it up, and
I'm not sure if he likes the
give
rain,
it to me
Pete.
again. No, he might not like the rain.
Yeah, he's only 3 possessions, but anyway,
Here he is again.
Free kick.
He's tackled high, and Prime Train gets his first free kick of the afternoon. So
He's earning them.
Prime Train, he is the influencer of influencers into the half-forward area. Players setting
Good mark.
themselves a beautiful
Good
mark
mark.
taken by Kimmy Schofield, and that was a nice mark by Schofield, number 2 in the red boots or pink boots. And he'll have a shot on goal, and Prime Train's going in there to help out his teammate there in Simpson, and young Cody Giltro runs off the ground. So Kimmy Schofield will have a shot on goal against the breeze, though, so it could be tough. He's going to kick from about 35 out. He's going to hoist this one. Is he? It's going to go inside the goal square. Up they go. Another nice mark.
Beautiful mark.
And absolutely Callum Papertalk.
He's on fire.
Callum Papertalk takes a beautiful mark. His brother, Richie Bartlett, took a beautiful one in front of the stand just a moment ago. So the brothers are on fire this afternoon. Mum and Dad here to watch, and Callum Papertalk is set to score him. Good goal for Chapman Valley.
Yep.
He does well, does Papertalk. That's their 5th goal of the afternoon, 5-6. They lead Railways 3-1.
Yes, so interesting scoreline now on the Batavia Timber and Selby scoreboard. Chapman Valley 5 goals, 6-36. Railways are 3 goals, 1-19. So in this quarter, against the breeze, Chapman Valley have kicked 1 goal, 1. And with the breeze, Railways have kicked 1 goal, 1. So pretty even. And we're in the middle stages of this second term, with thanks to Melissa Price, the member for Durack. 13 minutes gone in this term. But we've seen some great skills here this afternoon, Peter.
Yeah, it's been good for the conditions, and there's a slight rain coming through. The Railways little fellas are doing overtime hard work. You know, the Kimberleys, the Priolos, the Kobe's, Giltros. It's a bit harder for their big blokes because it's not really a marking day, but Pete, we've seen some excellent marks.
I was going to say, for a day that we're not supposed to see them, we've seen them.
Exactly.
Ball coming out of the middle now. Game has stepped up a notch. Moving on to the ball is Railways into space, going forward again by the 200 gamer. Tries to send it forward, unluckily it goes into space. Going the way of Chapman Valley now, running toward the boundary. There's a player there in Thompson. Thompson tries to send it back inboard. Players diving on top of each other. The ball spills free. Goes the way of Schofield. He says, give it to me, fellas. I'll do something with it. He's set upon by 2 Railways opponents and is bottled up. So the ball will be thrown up just in front of our broadcast area for Radio Mama. Up they go. It's knocked down by Liam Clarkson, the other ruckman for Railways this afternoon. Of course, the son, Wayne Cooley Clarkson. Celebrity in his own right. The ball thrown up once again. Clarkson wins it eventually, goes to ground, diving on top of it. It's Ned Osborne. He's having a good game this afternoon.
He's a good little player.
He's going in with a bit of abandonment with the long sleeves on as well as Stacks on the mill.
Bit taller than his dad.
He's a bit bigger than his dad. He's not actually a little fella at all.
He's got good breeding.
Yeah, so the ball thrown up again by umpire Starling. Boyle tries to kick it out of the middle. Tries to find a teammate equal to the task, sends it down the ground. He's looking for Elijah Burrows. Bounces off his chest and back into a host of players. So I think starting to bottle up a little bit, Glenn.
It is. Ball with Mitchell Boyle. Gets a free kick on centre wing in front of the big crowd here for MND Day. Ball goes forward, goes only as far as Kobe Simpson. He grabs the ball, steadies, kicks it back to whence it came. Up goes Osborne, almost a good mark again. He's been good, comes the way of McKenna. Ball comes to the ground. In they go again, picked up by Osborne, slams the ball forward. Once again, the Railways forward line trying to get the ball forward. Goes the way of Schofield, picked up now by the Railways player in Shaden Edwards. Kicks it towards goal, ball running free. Damien King's there. Damien King overrules the ball.
Well done.
And well done by the Chapman Valley player there in defence in Oakley Criddle. Forces it through for a force behind. So Railways go to 3 goals 2-20. They trail Chapman Valley 5 goals 6-36. Heading towards time on in this second term with thanks to Melissa Price, the member for Durack, as Kobe Simpson gets it up the ground. Goes the way of Dylan Williamson. Dylan Williamson uses his skill, kicks it up towards centre wing. Looking up there for Jay Colgate. And the free kick will go the way of the Railways player who was held while not in possession there, and that was Nathan Tubby, the veteran.
Nathan Tubby off the half-back line, the multiple Clune medalist, but only sends it down the throat of his opposite number there in Jaden Thompson. Thompson goes laterally, finds Schofield. He's been good on the half-back line as Jaden Schofield today. Gives it to brother Kim. Dad here to watch his boys this afternoon. Haven't seen much of him this season, but he's been enjoying the match.
He's been watching him on TV.
The ball into the half-forward area, goes the way of Bartlett once again. Feeds it away, accepts it back, demands it back, but he's unable to collect it. The bounce isn't kind, goes to ground, but he gets a boot to it. In across the face of goal. Picked up by Kimberley, though, for the Blues. He puts it straight down the middle, over the head of Boyle, but picked up now by Burrows. Burrows gets the handball away, but does he? Gets it back off Osborne. Puts it onto his boot, does Burrows, in the middle of the ground. Railways keen to get another score on the board. They've got the breeze at their back as they get a kick away into the pocket, but no one there to carry on the passage of play, and the ball runs over the boundary.
There's a bit of royalty here today. The Mazzucchelli boys, Greg O'Malley's over here, Glenn Schofield. There's quite a crowd. The whole shoot match are here today,
which is lovely to see. This is the biggest day in footy, other than the finals, of course, Peter. So it's good to see a lot of people supporting the big disease MND and raising awareness and, of course, funds. Every goal scored today, throughout the day, will bring in about $300 from sponsors, including Mitchell and Brown, who for every goal scored for both clubs in the Colts Reserves and League are giving $50 for every goal scored going to MND this afternoon.
Prime Train.
So he's starting to get a bit of the ball now.
That's 5 positions.
So Prime Train doing his stuff. Got the ball in the back pocket, the Valley Tavern pocket. Kicks it up along the centre wing. Ball will drop short because of the breeze. Railways player goes up. Big pack around the ball. Umpire's letting it flow. And eventually it will come out. No, it won't. The umpire has to come in and throw the ball up. And he will throw it up now. So time ticking by in this term. And we've played 17 minutes on Drennan O'Malley Motors Game Day with thanks to Melissa Price, the member for Durack, on Radio Mumma, the home of GNFL football. Round 9. Unfortunately, haven't got a score from the Brigades game yet, but we can tell you at quarter time, with thanks to the City of Greater Geraldton and Lara Dalton, the member for Geraldton. Towns are away to a flyer. Towns at quarter time, 7-15, 57 lead Rovers, no score, and they're still waiting on a score from Brigades. And as soon as we get one, we'll bring it to you.
Ball back in the middle with Ned Osborne. He's racking up kicks this afternoon. Boy with the long sleeves. Ball back in the middle, though. The umpire says no prior opportunity. Throws it up once again. Liam Clarkson is there. He knocks it down. Not to his advantage, though. Goes away now. Whiteley for Chapman Valley. Tries to move it on, but a free kick has gone the way
Seth Farmer
for the player for Railways. He used to be in my classroom, Seth Farmer.
Yeah.
Going into the half-forward area, but bounces off a couple of players and over the boundary.
Most of them are in your class.
I've got to recap those scores again. That was the women's score. So it was Towns 7-15, 57 full-time, defeated Rovers, no score. And quarter-time in the league game at Greenough, Rovers 2-3-15, leading Towns 1-1-7. So a good contest there. Nothing in it. 15 plays 7 in favour of Rovers against Towns.
I dare say, Glenn, you've fallen into the category of fake news this afternoon.
I have, yes. Well, I've got the Instagrammer king here. Yes.
The ball in the half-forward area now for Chapman Valley. Into space. Can they do something here? Off the boot into the half-forward area. Looks like Richie Barnett's there. And he does well. Moves off his opposite number and takes a nice mark. So Richie Bartlett will have his second shot on goal. Of course, he does have a goal this afternoon, doesn't he, Glenn? Richie Bartlett. So he's going to have another shot on goal. So Richie Bartlett.
No, Callum has got 2 goals.
Okay, so he took a nice mark, but Richie Bartlett now have a shot on goal, and that is his. Missed it. Just by the smidgen, as my doctor would say. Only by a smidgen, and through for the minor score.
So ball to be brought back into play. Railways have the ball in defence after that minor score to Chapman Valley. Chapman Valley have had 13 scoring shots to Railways 6. Ball comes back into play. Chapman Valley trying to soccer the ball forward. They're going against the breeze. Hard to score both ends of the ground today. The breeze seems to make it very difficult, but certainly easier to score at the northern end than it is at the southern end, it would appear. Ball is on the boundary line, very close, about 15 metres in from the boundary line, but Kimberley for Railways gets it out. Gets in the way of a teammate. The ball spills. It's in towards the centre. Running the race is Ewan Whiteley. He overruns the ball. Picked up now by Nick Mosley. He feeds it out to the wingman in Mitch Thompson. Overruns the ball, but he goes back in and he slaps it back. And a bit of pressure on the players now. And the Railways player has the ball held to him. So Mitch Thompson went for a bounce. Pretty ambitious on a day like today. And the ball didn't bounce back. Time ticking by. We head towards time on in this second quarter. 37 plays 21 in favour of the Royals. And Ringo McKenna, their captain for Chapman Valley, grabs the ball, kicks it up towards centre wing, where a good mark taken by Jay O'Brien in front of the 200 gamer in Jesse Moore. There goes O'Brien's kick, goes the way of Lee Hutchins. Lee Hutchins is marked on half forward. He kicks it towards the forward pocket now, looking for Jay Colgate. He takes a good mark as Colgate. He centres the ball, and he's found Prime Train, and Prime Train is marked, and Prime Train, Tom Balch is his real name. Prime Train is marked, and he's 30 metres out directly in front. And can he get Chapman Valley there? 6 goals.
Got a breeze coming across his face, by the way, Glenn.
Yeah, it'll be a tough kick. We saw that Richard Bartlett struggled from almost the same position a little bit earlier, about a minute ago. So let's see how Prime Train goes. Kicking towards the city end or the southern end in this quarter. So Chapman Valley can get their second goal of the term if he kicks it. He's done it! Got it! Prime Train's got a goal, and the crowd goes wild, and so do his teammates. So Prime Train gets a very important goal as we head towards time on. So Chapman Valley, a 6 goals, 7 43. 6 goals, 7:43. And his own cameraman is here today. Have you seen him? Yeah, he's on the roof, I think. So he's
not a bad job, is it?
Yeah,
driving around.
Driving around. So so the cameraman hopefully captured that one.
I reckon he would have.
So there'll be a fair bit of that on Instagram this week.
I reckon right now, Glenn.
Probably. I think a bit late. Yeah.
He's starting to get involved a bit more now, so he's a bit quiet early.
Yeah, but Prime Train coming into his own. Chapman Valley coming into their own. 6-7. They lead Railways 3-3 as we head toward the big break here in the Big Freeze event here at Chapman Valley. Railways up against Chapman Valley, and the Royals doing the job at the moment. There's Prime Train in the middle, tries to get it out to this player. He's a quiet achiever, and we're talking about Bo Simpson.
Oh.
Gee, he does well. Player diving on top of him. Oh, they're getting a bit restless, the players, as the ball goes away of Simpson now. He deserved the kick but didn't have to retaliate. He's lucky to get away with it. Ball going forward now. Goes away of Kimmy Schofield. Quickly brought to ground is Schofield by Williamson. And getting a bit friendly, those two. And umpire Mark Getz collects the ball once again. So Chapman Valley starting to break the shackles, one would think now.
Yeah.
We head toward the half-time break. Ed Osborne, a bit of a to-do there with Bo Simpson a little bit earlier on.
They've been going at it all day, so there's a bit of history there.
Obviously, the ball goes the way of McConnell. He does well on this occasion. And the siren sounds to tell us that Chapman Valley have a reasonable lead at half-time in the Big Freeze for MND here at Chapman Valley. And on Radio Mama, the home of GNFL football, it is Chapman Valley 6-7. They lead Railways 3-3. And you're listening to Radio Mama, the home of GNFL football.
Today's Drennan O'Malley Motors Game Day is brought to you by our great sponsors, the City of Greater Geraldton, working with sporting groups and families to make our lifestyle even better. Stay tuned to the home of GNFL football, Radio Mama.
Mullawa. We can tell you at that ground that Mullawa women forfeited today, so that's disappointing, and it'll be interesting to see what the scoreline is when and if we ever get one. And the other game is played at the Greenough Oval with the 6th place Rovers hosting the 5th placed Towns, and the score we had at quarter time was an interesting one, and it was in favour of the Towns side. Towns 2 goals 3-15 led Rovers 2 goals 3-15 led Towns 1 goal 1-7. That was the quarter time score. We'll bring you a half time score as soon as they come. Peter Keefe, you've been looking at the first half with thanks to the City of Greater Geraldton and Lara Dalton. What did you think about the first half, and who were some of the better players and contenders for the Skeeters Restaurant Player of the Day?
Nearly the bounce of the ball, but Chapman Valley are on top at the moment. They're looking good. They had a lot more scoring shots, as you said. Railways are working diligently and working hard with their small, tight players, working hard. Best on ground at the moment, Jaden Schofield and Bo Simpson.
We're about to get this third quarter underway. The Drennan O'Malley Motors quarter, the Premiership quarter. D. Marquez puts the ball into the air and picked up by Blake Bunter, but the ball spills, goes the way of Ringo McKenna for Chapman Valley. He grabs the ball, kicks it up high, but the 200 game man in Jesse Moore takes a good strong mark in the last line. He plays on quickly, gets it up towards centre wing, club room side, finds Blake Bunter. He goes up with another short pass and finds Williamson. Jordan Williamson kicks it forward, finds MJ McConnell. MJ McConnell has the ball on half forward now as the Blues go forward. Goes up, ball socket forward, goes the way of Bo Simpson. He gets a handball away, but it comes back towards the Railways player. Throws boot to ball, does the Railways player there, and Dylan, then the player there in Jordan Williamson. And the ball comes back in, and umpire Magetz will come in and throw the ball up once again. It's in the forward line for Railways, about 70 metres from goal on the half forward flank.
Jaden Schofield racking up possessions again early in the second half. As Wave Osborne kicks into the man on the mark, and that was Simpson. Takes it over the line.
He's been impressive, Pete, hasn't he, Ned Osborne? I think he's a pretty hard fighter.
Yeah, he's putting it in, isn't he? But his opposite number there is playing a sensational game. And Simpson, probably becoming one of the best defenders this season in the GNFL. Playing in the middle today, though. The ball going the way of Bunter. Bunter, helmeted, sends it into the half-forward area. It's picked up now by Burrows as a buzz goes around the crowd. It hits the half-forward area. In goes that player again in Schofield. Geez, working overtime is Jaden Schofield. He's pulled off the ball, but the ball spills free. Still going forward, and the player is tackled a little bit high on this occasion. The Railways player bottled up. The umpire awards a kick, and that goes to Boyle. Mitchell Boyle. Was going to give football away a couple of seasons ago. Was lured back into the Blues, and he's had a reasonable season to date. The ball going forward from Kimberley. Isn't a good kick. Yeah, he's looking for support in the half-forward area. But players dive on top of the ball that spilled free. But a free kick has gone the way of Railways. They play on through Cocking. Cocking shoots on goal straight across the face of the big sticks it goes, and coming off the defensive boot of the player there for Chapman Valley in Oakley Criddle. And the ball will be thrown in again. So, no, it's off deliberately for Oakley Criddle, of course.
No, the umpire said it was out in the full, but I don't think it was.
Yeah, Braden Hoskins.
Left footer.
He's going to come around the man on the mark.
Damien King, is it?
Damien King, I apologise. Damien King coming in now. Bit of a goal sneak. Not a bad effort.
Good
He
effort.
swung it in. Goes inside the square. Come down low and is fisted away. And through for the minor score.
Pete,
So
the endeavour of Railways has been good all day, hasn't it? They've fought hard, probably a little bit underclassed, but they have fought diligently.
Ball comes out of defence from Chapman Valley. Can the ball come back? Railways have it through the hard-working Cody Giltro. He gets a handball away, then he gets a handball back, goes the way of a Railways player. He eventually got rid of the ball. Chapman Valley player gets tackled, has the ball thrown to the ground, and the umpire will come in and throw the ball up. So on the Batavia Timber and Salvage scoreboard, only a minute and a half played in this term, and it is Chapman Valley 6-7-43. They lead Railways 3-5-23. 20 points the margin in favour of the Royals. Chapman Valley for their big MND day. Whistle on play. A free kick's been picked out. It'll go the way of Chapman Valley. So the Chapman Valley player has got it in Jay O'Brien. Jay O'Brien, one of the players going to Country Week this year, I would imagine, gets the ball up towards the half-forward line, looking up there for Mitchell Thompson. Ball comes back towards Railways, and that player in Giltro gets it back. Railways have another opportunity through Jesse Moore. Ball smothered off the boot, just in the Valley Tavern pocket. Picked up now by Big Tyron Paper Talk. Feeds it out towards Kimmy Schofield. Kimmy Schofield kicks it up towards goal. Goes the way of Richard Bartlett, and Richard Bartlett has marked, and he's 15 metres out, directly in front, and has a opportunity to kick Chapman Valley's 7th and kick his first of the afternoon. And we'll see how he goes. And it'll look pretty good off the boot, I would think. Whistle on play. And no, he's kicked the goal. Yes, he has. And on the Batavia Timber and Selby scoreboard, Chapman Valley is 7-7, 49. Railways 3-5, 23. And we've played 3 minutes in this third term, the Glen O'Malley quarters.
Chapman Valley heading into the finals. Obviously, they'll be in the finals. For once, they're going to have some forwards with a bit of firepower, like Colgate, Hutchins, and perhaps Paper Talks. That's how you win the finals. You've got to have a couple of key forwards.
Peter Bucket-Keefe, special comments today here on Radio Mum of the home of GNFL football. And earlier on, Peter said, creating the picture, you don't need to if you're watching filming footy, because you can see all the action live from Mazzucchelli Oval here this afternoon on YouTube. The ball going forward now, McKenna. He's been good this afternoon. Schofield starting to have an impact, but on that occasion, straight back down the throat of the Railways custodian. He kicks it into the half-forward area. Players setting themselves. A nice mark in defence. Gee, that was a clever mark taken by that player there in McKenna. McKenna goes laterally and finds Whiteley. Whiteley comes inboard and finds McKenna again. McKenna, gee, as I'm saying, he's in plume medal form so far this season. McKenna.
Good mark.
That kick isn't a good one. Slips catch by Giltro. He's got that in his genes, hasn't he, Glenn?
He has, very much so. So the ball comes the way now of the Railways player. Gets the ball forward in Priolo. He's been pretty good this afternoon, as he always is. Ball is on centre win, just in front of the scoreboard. And Railways send it up towards full forward or half forward. Ball goes the way of King. Ball spills out towards the hard-running Mitchell Boyle. He gives it away to Blake Bunter. Blake Bunter gets tackled just as he goes to kick the ball. Goes back towards Dylan Williamson. He goes the way of the player there in Schofield. Schofield to Thompson. Thompson goes by hand to the player there for Chapman Valley. Kicks it up towards
good mark.
Wing. And a good mark taken there by Jay O'Brien in front of the Railways player in Elliot Delaney. Ball goes the way of Richard Bartlett. Richard Bartlett is marked 55 metres out. Looking for some move. Goes to his cousin, Tyron Paper Talk. Tyron Paper Talk leading the race for the ball, but the boundary line comes in too close. The player chasing him was Jesse Moore, the 200 gamer, and the ball goes out of bounds in the left forward pocket, northern end of the ground, about 30 metres around from the left point post.
Pete, the spring in Chapman Valley step has stepped up somewhat, and gee, when you see a mark like you did on the wing there, and then a further mark infield, they're looking the goods at the moment, aren't they?
That looks like a goal, is it?
That's a point. Richard Bartlett shooters on goal and 1 point only. Screwed it around the corner, but went too tight.
Also, the showers seem to have cleared a little bit, haven't they, Glenn? There's blue sky behind
looks like
us.
it'll be good weather for the rest of the game.
As soon as you start seeing this clear weather and
your summation of Jay O'Brien, he's an unassuming player, isn't he?
Yeah, he's good. He's very handy. I haven't seen him play a lot, but he's very handy.
Peter, you'll be happy to know the weather will clear until you go down the slide. It'll still be pretty cold in that ice bath.
Not too far away now. Taking in the deep breaths. Think I needed to eat some pies at lunchtime to warm me up. Ball coming out of defence now for Chapman Valley. Down the wing it comes. Players setting themselves. And the back's cocking. Doesn't take the mark, but picks it up. Goes forward again. Backward, then forward. And back the way of Giltro. Confident young fella, as you've mentioned. Goes the way of Tubby. Tubby.
There he is again.
Gives away to Giltro. Giltro down the middle of the ground looking for Boyle. Boyle's got a taller man to beat. That's Oakley Criddle, but he's got more of the experience. Goes to ground. Boyle gets the ball out to a teammate. Gee, did well to Mitch Boyle. Back to Giltro once again. Giltro following the play into the half-forward area. Fisted away by the forward player for Railways on that occasion, but a free kick has been found, and it goes away of this player in Jaden Schofield.
He's starting to really
one of the best
over.
on ground this afternoon. Him, McKenna, and also Simpson dominating today.
Mitchell Thompson has the ball on centre wing, outer side. Kicks it up along the Valley Tavern pocket, looking out there for Jay Colgate. The boundary line comes into play. There'll be a boundary throw in about 60 metres around from the right point post at the northern end of the ground. So time ticking by in this quarter as well. We've played almost 8.5 minutes in this third term, with thanks to Drennan O'Malley Motors. Boundary umpire puts the ball back into play. Lots of players in the forward half, in Chapman Valley's half at the moment, but as Peter Keefe mentioned, the weather has cleared, so conditions are pretty good now, and the ground is in reasonably good condition when you consider how much rain it had 2 weeks ago. So they've done a power of work, and the ground is looking far better than it did then. Ball goes the way of the prime train. He gets it out towards the player there in O'Brien. O'Brien kicks it high, wide and handsome. Goes the way of Railways, and Railways' defence go backwards though. Gets to the way of Kim Schofield. Kim Schofield gets tackled. Umpire says play on. Ball goes in, both sides going hard at the ball this afternoon, and the ball will be thrown up just in the Valley Tavern pocket. Umpire Margetts, the man who's umpired over 300 AFL games, umpiring here at Mazzucchelli Oval this afternoon with his brother Reese and local umpire Randall Starling, all doing a fine job for the GNFL for MND Day, a very special day.
Here we go.
In the Prime Train has got another free kick, so Prime Train's warming to the umpires, and the umpires are warming to Prime Train. So Prime Train, can he get another score on the board? He's a long way out. 50 metres out. He kicks it right up towards the teeth of goal. Lets the big fellas fly. They fly in the air. Goes the way of Bartlett, Richard Bartlett.
Sounds a dummy.
Screws the ball around, and he screwed it too far and has kicked the point. So he's kicked a couple of minor scores in this quarter. And on the Batavia Timber and Selvidge scoreboard, we see that Chapman Valley is 7-9, 51. They lead Railways 3-5, 23. And Chapman Valley doing well in this third term with the breeze at their back. They're not getting a big score on the board, but they still hold a handy lead.
Yeah, the ball coming back out of defence now for Railways, but pushing forward Chapman Valley once again on the far side. I think it's Williamson who has it. He sends it down the line.
Down the full, is it?
But it's a free kick going the way of Kimberley for Railways. Kimberley puts it onto his boot. Sends it just up the line a little below the windsock, which is still much and truly favouring the northern end by about 3 goals.
Windsock is better than the last one.
Going forward again, Chapman Valley. And there, Colgate almost took a one-handed mark, but spent his pennies before it got there. The ball goes to ground, and the umpire will throw it up in the shadows of the goals for Chapman Valley.
40 metres out from goal at the northern end. Lots of players around the ball. Umpire Starling puts the ball into the air. Railways get the best of it. They knock the ball forward through Jack Cocking, and the ball is still on half-back. Comes the way of Chapman Valley. They get it out the way there of Jaden Thompson. He gets it out to a teammate in Jaden Schofield. He kicks it up towards full forward. Railways in defence. Under pressure. Goes the way of the big fella. Tyron Papertalk. Gets it out looking there for Callum Papertalk. Ball spills. Comes the way of O'Brien. Gives it away. Kim Schofield. Kim Schofield goes bang from 35 metres. And Chapman Valley get their 8th of the afternoon. And Chapman Valley are 8 goals, 9, 57. And doing it pretty well. 8 goals, 9. And a good effort there. A good effort. 8, 9, 57. Railways 3, 5, 23.
Glenn, the difference you can see when the wet dry weather comes along, all of a sudden the leading possession getters are Schofield. Both Schofields use the ball well, kick the ball long, kick the ball direct. Jay O'Brien, you can just see the difference. It's chalk and cheese.
Yes, it's certainly they handle the ball a lot better and have a bit more purpose when they get the ball, Pete. That's the thing.
Yep.
And it does show, and the results are on the scoreboard, as they say in the classics. 8-9 plays 3-5. Umpire Margetts, glad to have him here this afternoon for MMD, the big freeze. Into the half-forward area, looking for support down there. Comes off hands. In goes the player there in Hutchins. Puts a vice-like tackle around his opposite number and drags him to the ground. The umpire says no prior opportunity. And the ball be thrown up. Back in the half-forward area, inside the 50. Once again for Chapman Valley. Trying to get on top here this afternoon at Mazzucchelli Oval. Prime Train goes deep into the dirt almost as he tries to tunnel through several Railways players, but the umpire says no, give it to me again, boys, and up they go. Chapman Valley win the tap on this occasion. Schofield, that's Kim, gets it away to a teammate there who puts it onto his boot of McKenna. He's been great this afternoon along with Schofield and Schofield. They've really dominated. And don't forget Simpson also out of the middle. They've all played their part this afternoon, and it's only
Prime Train.
the third quarter as Prime Train shoots on goal, but inaccurate on this occasion and through for the minor score.
Yeah, Prime Train's got his own camera person with him today, and he had lots and lots of people talking to him at half-time, all the young people looking at what's going up on social media. So the ball comes the way of Railways. Railways in defence, and Nathan Tubby goes out wide towards the Valley Tavern pocket. Ball very close to the boundary line. There'll be a boundary throw-in. Sun is shining here at Mazzucchelli Oval. Conditions are good. Big crowd in attendance for the big freeze, and there's lots of people getting prepared to go down into the ice. So if you want to come and see what happens, and there'll be plenty of food and plenty of lovely drinks, and of course you can come and see the celebrities go down the slide, including Prime Train and our very own Pete Fiorenza, Radio Mama extraordinaire. And of course this is footy on Radio Mama, the home of GNFL footy. The ball comes the way now of Chapman Valley. They have the ball about 30 metres from goal. That's a very good effort from Jay O'Brien. And he's done a screw punt on the side of his boot. And Chapman Valley get their 9th goal of the afternoon. Jay O'Brien gets a goal for the Royals. And on the scoreboard, Chapman Valley now go to 9 goals, 63. And Jay O'Brien becomes Chapman Valley's 8th goal scorer of the afternoon.
Glenn, I don't know if we won't probably get an update this afternoon, possibly from GBSC Sports Park where Brigades are playing Mullawall, but we are keen to find out what the scoreline is at Greenock Oval, because if Towns can etch out another win today and Chapman Valley also win, they will go into the 4.
That's right. So still waiting on a half-time score from Greenock Oval, waiting on our score to come through. Struggling with a scoreline from Brigades today, so if anyone has a score, would they flick it through? We'd appreciate that. So Brigade's a bit short-staffed this afternoon, and we're struggling with scores to come through. And whistle on play, the umpire's saying there's a free kick, or I don't know why they go in the 6-6-6 when they never give a free kick. They just give a warning anyway.
Oh, I've seen them give free kicks, one here and one in the AFL of late, Glenn.
Yeah.
So the ball coming out of the middle now. Umpire Starling officiating this afternoon with two Margetts brothers. So he's in big company is Starling. The ball going the way of Giltro. Gee, the little fella's getting in a lot of the play this afternoon, but support has been limited. Boyle, his effect on the game has diminished somewhat as we've gone into the second half. Getting on top in the middle.
Richard Bartlett
out of the centre into the half-forward area. It's a nice kick
beautiful
and
mark.
A beautiful mark, almost taken by Callum Papertalk. He gets it to a teammate who plays on, inaccurate, and through for the minor score.
Yeah, good effort there from Richard Bartlett. Almost a good mark for Callum Papertalk. You could have almost paid it for Endeavour, but the umpire said, no, you didn't hold it long enough, son. And the ball goes through after James Maverick kicked the ball forward. So Railways bring the ball out of the defence. Peter Kimberley gets the ball up towards half-back. Awkward kick, puts his teammate under pressure now. And the Railways player, Elijah Burrows, has the ball held to him. Umpire gave him the benefit of the doubt. Didn't have any prior opportunity. But that doesn't seem to matter sometimes.
19 shots to 8, Glenn.
Yeah, pretty decisive, really. The ball goes the way of the half forward, goes the way of a Railways player who gets tackled and has the ball held to him. Umpire Reece Margetts will come in and throw the ball up once more. Batavia Timber and Selby scoreboard, and we see that Railways are 3 goals 5-23. Chapman Valley are 9 goals 10. So the ball running through 9-10-64, so 64 plays 23. Umpire has got a free kick. It's going to go to Prime Train, and Prime Train's going to get his second of the afternoon. So Prime Train, this is a much easier goal than last time. And Prime Train sets up at home. And Prime Train's done his stuff. Click, 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 click. He's kicked 2 goals this afternoon.
Like.
So Chapman Valley get their 10th of the afternoon. Prime Train gets his second. So Chapman Valley are 10 goals 10-70. Railways are 3 goals 5-23. And Chapman Valley look to be sailing to another victory. This will be their 7th in succession.
Too few Railways players. Too few Railways players are getting down and dirty. There's probably about 4 or 5 of those little fellas are really working hard. Kobe, Liam Clarkson's had a reasonable game, but you know some of the bigger fellas not their day. But a few blokes have to put a bit more pressure on.
Listen to Radio Mama, the home of GNFL football. Drennan O'Malley Motors bringing you the third quarter, the premiership quarter. Hello to Ron, John, Rachel, and all the team. Of course, John Moore's son Jesse playing his 200th today, but it's going to be tough to see for him to for his side to get up from this position, one would think, but still a quarter or so of football to go. But as you heard from Peter Bucket-Keefe, Chapman Valley well and truly on top. 10-10 plays 3-5. Coming to you live from Mazzacali Oval this afternoon. Peter Forenza, Glenn Barndon, and as I've mentioned, Peter Bucket-Keefe on Radio Mama, the home of GNFL football. MJ McConnell, he's going to go down the slide tonight as well. He tries to send it forward for...
It's your kick, big fella.
He sent it back again. Well, he sent it back actually on that occasion, but gets the ball away now to Tubby. Tubby into the half-forward area, looking for a player that was up early. But a free kick going the way.
What's happened over here?
Yeah, free kick's going to come back though. And it'll be a 50-metre penalty, I think, because the player played on. The whistle had sounded. And umpire Margette certainly is stamping his authority on the game. So the ball coming back now to the player there in Elliot Delaney. Elliot Delaney, the vice-captain, I believe. No, gives it down to Osborne. Osborne, he started to figure early, but has petered out somewhat, but still hanging on in there. He's going to have a shot on goal as he kicks just on 50 for this one, or just inside. Man on the mark at about the 45. But it goes not even as high as the man on the mark. Goes to ground. Players diving on top of it, and the ball is bottled up once again. So the game deteriorating a little bit in standard, Glenn.
Yeah, so maybe the players have looked at the scoreboard and think it's going to be too hard from here for Railways. Whistle on play, blood rule now, so there's a player that must be bleeding.
Young
so
Buzz's young fella.
Young Elijah, is he coming off? So he'll be replaced. He can be replaced straight away. You don't have to wait for him to come off. So Railways will replace him with Josh Porteous. So the ball will be thrown up about 15 metres away from Railways' goal. Railways kicking against the breeze in this quarter, and Railways have added 2 points in this quarter. Chapman Valley with the breeze have added some 4 goals, 3. Ball thrown up goes the way of Chapman Valley again through the player there in Lee Hutchins, and the ball goes out of bounds, and the umpire will see the ball thrown back in. So the ball's in the forward zone for Railways. Railways desperate to get a score on the board as the game slips away from them.
It's crowded, isn't it?
Ball goes forward. Ball slapped forward, goes the way to Hutchinson. He gets tackled, and the umpire said he didn't have the ball, so he goes by hand to his teammate Kobe Simpson. Kobe Simpson kicks it up along the ground, looking up here for James Maverick, but the ball goes towards the boundary line. There'll be a boundary throw-in, and the ball will be thrown out. So the boundary umpire to put the ball back into play. So it's on the half-forward line, club room side. Very big crowd here at Mazzacali Oval, particularly on the Farrell balcony this afternoon. Everyone enjoys getting up here and watching the footy as B-Train gets thrown out the back. Prime Train, not B-Train. And Prime Train gets thrown out. The umpire said nothing in that. You can handle that, Prime Train, he says. And the ball will be thrown up again. Ball on half back for Chapman Valley. Goes the way of the big fella in Mick Horseman. Mick Horseman's dad here watching him today. Mick Horseman will be going down. I think he'll probably play with the Colts side this year at Country Week. Good young player. A lot of upside to Mick Horseman. Ball goes the way of Horseman again. He slaps it forward. Goes the way of Prime Train. He sockers it forward. Goes the way of Kobe Giltro. Giltro handballs the ball out only as far as they play. And Bo Simpson has given away a free kick, which is a bit silly because Kobe, the ball was going forward. So it goes the way of young Kobe Giltro. Undisciplined play there from Bo Simpson, giving away a free kick. So Kobe Giltro getting a free kick.
I'm not sure, Glenn, not sure if Kobe can fight, but I think he's going to find out in the future. He doesn't mind getting involved.
Oh, come on.
The crowd getting involved, if anyone is, and ball has gone further afield. Going the way now, Shaden Edwards as a bit of a fight erupts on the field. Got a few players involved. Diving on top of each other, the umpires cleverly keep the play going, which means players have no time to think about it as the ball goes forward again on the far side. Hutchins has it. Now it goes back the way of Railways. Shaden Edwards sends it back to his defender in Moore. Moore laterally across to the other side. Gives it to Josh Porteous. Porteous in turn down the line. Mark isn't taken. Ball goes to ground. Players diving on top of each other. 10-10 plays 3-5. And perhaps the sting's gone out of this encounter.
I think you're right. I think you're right. They looked at the scoreboard and just slowed down a bit, haven't they?
So the ball will be thrown up. The ground will be pretty heavy out there. Umpire Magets puts the ball in the air. MJ McConnell still flying high as he prepares to go down the slide. Ball comes the way of a free kick. Will go the way of Railways. And Railways will get the free kick. No, Chapman Valley get the free kick. So they will celebrate. Ball goes the way of Kim Schofield. Kim Schofield on centre wing. On the scoreboard side. Big kick from Schofield up towards half forward. Up they go. Ball comes to the ground. A Chapman Valley player gets slung to the ground. Had the ball held to him, and umpire Reese Margetts will come in and throw the ball up, and the ball will be thrown up in the forward line. In fact, it's D Margetts throwing the ball up. Goes the way of Tyron Paper Talk. Yes, the two Margetts and Starling Randall doing the job today. And once again, the umpire will come in and throw the ball up. It's on the Chapman Valley pocket side of the ground as D Margetts to put the ball into the air. Lots of players around the ball. Ball comes out. Goes the way of Ringo McKenna. He has the ball held to him. He gets thrown to the ground. Umpire said he had no prior opportunity. And once again, the ball will be thrown up. And there's been plenty of ball ups this afternoon.
The relic bunter pocket, I call that.
Yes, the dead croc kill.
Yeah, fantastic stuff.
Ball comes the way of the player there for Chapman Valley. Tries to break a tackle. Umpire said, what's he saying? He's saying you tried to break a tackle and you didn't get rid of the ball in time. And... oh, no. Yes, that's what he's saying. Goes the way of Porteous. He goes across the ground. Finds Delaney. Delaney with the ball. And a Railways player and a Chapman Valley player collide pretty heavily.
Oh,
and there's the whistle on play. And the ball goes away. And the ball goes the way of no one. So Bo Simpson didn't do himself a lot of good there, running into Jordan Williamson. But the scoreboard at three-quarter time. Pretty interesting game it is too. And we see Chapman Valley 10 goals, 10-70. Lead Railways 3 goals, 5-23. A little bit of pushing and shoving. Kobe Simpson didn't particularly like what he saw happen then. And there's a bit of pushing and a shoving. The umpires are right on hand. Players are now breaking up. So just repeating, three-quarter time of the football. Pretty spirited contest. Round 9. Today for MND, the Fight MND Day, and Chapman Valley 10 goals, 10-70, lead Railways 3-5-23, and you're tuned to Radio Mama, the home of GNFL football.
Today's Rendo Mallee Motors game day.
Ritchie, Glenn Barnon, Peter Forenza and Peter Keefe keeping you company. And at 3/4 time in our round 9 clash, Chapman Valley 10-10-70, Railways 3-5-23. Our quarter time summaries and 3/4 time summaries with thanks to the City of Greater Geraldton, Lara Dalton, the member for Geraldton. Peter, what have you thought about the first 3 terms?
Well, Chapman Valley well on top, of course. Just the class of the Schofields, the Simpson boys, Prime Chain's coming into the game. It's quite interesting guy to watch. Railways are just, the little fellas work hard, that's about it. Trying hard.
The last quarter with thanks to GT Russell Chartered Accountants, and 47 points the margin. Railways will come home with a breeze at the back as Railways Jordan Williamson grabs the ball, kicks it up towards half forward, looking up there for the big fella in the big player there in Damien King, and he's caught in possession, and the Chapman Valley players played on a little bit too quick and put themselves under pressure again, and umpire will have to come in and throw the ball up. So Chapman Valley keen to play on, but they overused the ball there. So a good bit of play there from Chapman Valley initially, putting the pressure on Damien King. Goes the way of Chapman Valley now, throws it on his boot, does the player there in Jared Ringo McKenna. Ball doesn't go too far, ball spills out, comes the way of the Chapman Valley player now, the full-back in Jaden Williamson, kicks it in towards the centre of the ground, finds Richard Bartlett, in goes the Railways player, puts the handle on it, and he couldn't pick it up because he was under pressure. Good play there from both Kimberley and also Bartlett. So Railways doing the job, Peter Kimberley there on the Richard Bartlett. Whistle on play. Umpire's seen a free kick and it'll go the way of Chapman Valley. No, it'll go the way of Railways. And Railways player with the ball goes the way now of Mitchell Boyle. Mitchell Boyle gets a big kick forward, goes the way of Jaden Schofield. So Railways kick high, wide and handsome then. Looking and hope, but gee, hasn't his guy been good today?
Yep.
Jaden Schofield gives it to his brother Kim Schofield. Kim Schofield kept the orange boots on, he's still getting a kick. Prime Train takes a good mark in front of his own camera. Prime Train plays on quickly, goes the way of the player there, Kim Schofield. Kim Schofield goes by hand, gives it away of Jaden Schofield. Jaden Schofield kicks it forward, looking there for Richard Bartlett. Bo Simpson passed his medical at 3/4 time, goes the way of Prime Train, ball goes across the ground, and there'll be a boundary throw-in just in front of our Radio Mama broadcast box here.
Now that's what you call a mullet.
Oh, it's a ripper, isn't it?
It's a beauty.
Greg Hodgson, eat your heart out.
Exactly.
If you can kick 2 goals and take a mark like he can, you can wear a mullet.
Ball coming in now in front of our broadcast position for Radio Mama. Chapman Valley set for a big win here this afternoon, and this bloke has certainly contributed to that. And Simpson, he sends it into the half-forward area, looking for Jay O'Brien, but it misses that player. Kimberley is able to gobble it up for Railways, gets it across now to a teammate on the half-back line, almost in the back pocket. It goes toward Boyle, over the back. Prime Train gets it away to Whiteley. Whiteley spins around, sends it back down the corridor. Players setting themselves. Up goes the player to try and knock it away, and Hutchins, he doesn't do well, but Jay O'Brien does. Puts it onto his boot, into the full forward line. Goes away now of Hutchins. He shoots on goal, and he shoots true for the Royals.
So Lee Hutchins becomes the 10th goal scorer of the afternoon. And the scoreboard rolls over for Chapman Valley. And Chapman Valley go to 11 goals, 10-76. They lead Railways 3 goals, 5-23 as we go around the grounds with thanks to the City of Greater Geraldton and Lara Dalton, the member for Geraldton. 3/4 time of the football, and Towns are moving into the 4. Towns 9 goals, 5-58. Lead Rovers 3 goals, 3-21.
So things not looking good for Railways, as they will slip out of the 4 this evening if things go to plan, with Towns on top at Greenock Oval this afternoon over the Demons.
Chapman Valley now, Pete, Glenn, have got some class. You know, obviously the Schofield boys, Lee Hutchins, Prime Train today. But there is Jay O'Brien's. They've got the Simpson boys. They've got the Paper Talk boys.
But Ringo McKenna is a star.
Ringo McKenna is a star. And there's some of the Mitchell Thompson boys. So these guys are really putting it together.
Ball back in the middle now. It's won by Chapman Valley on that occasion. MJ O'Connell's been working as a lone sailor for Railways today, but on that occasion, goes away of Hutchins, sends it into the half-forward area, looking for support up there. Kimmy Schofield drives on top of the ball. It's almost tackled without it, as his opposite number comes in and players bottle it up once again. It is 11-10, plays 3-5 in favour of Chapman Valley here at Mazzucchelli Oval this afternoon. They're going to go down big winners over Railways here tonight, and the big freeze is certainly going to be a great occasion for Chapman Valley.
Better glad it's you and not me, Pete.
Yes, let's talk about the big freeze. Going down the slide, we've got Prime Train, Jaden Schofield, Sam Thompson, Jake Hipper, Regan Duckworth, Tim Jardine, Sam Solomon, Sam Williamson, Jack Cocking, MJ McConnell, Peter Firenza and Casey Brown, all going down the slide this evening. So if you're looking for a bit of fun, come out to the valley for the big freeze.
Jock isn't here yet. Maybe something's happened to the slide.
Yes, got to get the truck on the oval without getting bogged too, which will be difficult.
Yeah, that will be interesting.
Balls with Kim Schofield on centre wing in front of our Radio Mama broadcast box. 76 plays 23 in favour of Chapman Valley. Chapman Valley chasing their 7th win of the season, and Railways going to have a loss after their loss last week. 42 points last week, could be a little bit bigger this week. The ball to be brought back in, but Railway still got plenty of time. They've got time on their side. There's only 5 minutes gone in this final term. Goes the way of Lee Hutchins for Chapman Valley. Good tackle put on him by Mitchell Boyle. So Mitchell Boyle put the ball back to the umpire. Umpire Margetts, this time it's Reese Margetts, throws it up. Goes the way of Lee Hutchins, goes the way of Ringo McKenna. He throws it on his right foot, looking there for Prime Train, but the ball comes out, goes the way of Tyron Papertalk. He screws it around the corner, looking there for Bartlett. Bartlett's there, Richard Bartlett, 40 metres from goal, sets sail for home, and Richard Bartlett's got another one. And Chapman Valley get their 12th of the afternoon.
How many has he got, Glenn? 3
Richard Bartlett has got 2.
Only 2. His Papertalk's got 2, he's got 2.
So Chapman Valley kicked the last 6 goals unanswered. They kicked the last 2 goals of the third quarter and have now kicked the first 4 goals of the final quarter against the Breeze. So Chapman Valley's pre-season starting to show now, Peter. Their fitness is starting to show. Railways
used to be the domain of Railways.
Yeah. You've got to train, and Chapman Valley have done that.
They've battled away today, Railways, but too few. Big fella on the ruck's going all right. McConnell, Liam Clarkson, and the Kimberley boys, and Mitchell Moore perhaps, and Kobe.
Well, I think Pete summed it up, Glenn. The training might have something to do with it, but the talent out there for Chapman Valley is far superior.
Absolutely. As soon as it stopped raining, you could see it.
The ball up in the middle now, knocked away by McConnell, going the way of Boyle. He never stops into the half-forward area, and the mark is taken by the youngster up there,
Seth Farmer,
and he will. He's going to have a shot on goal. He's got a good breeze at his back, so he might as well.
Pete can kick.
Yep.
So and now he'll shank it. You watch.
Seth Farmer. He's going to kick it toward the northern end of Mazzucchelli Oval here this afternoon. He'll kick from just on 50 when he gets onto this one.
Good kick.
And he does roost it. It's going to make the distance. It's a big kick, and it's straight through the middle. You called it, Pete, and you called it true. Seth Farmer ends a scoring streak by Chapman Valley to score his team's 4th goal of the afternoon.
Yes, as I said, Chapman Valley had kicked the last 6 goals, and Seth Farmer. And Peter, you always say, Peter Bucket Keefe used the breeze, and he used it beautifully.
Yeah, I've watched this kid a little bit in the juniors with my young bloke, and I think he's got a future, Seth. It's just still a bit young and raw and tall, but he has got a hoof on him.
Ball back in the middle now as we come to the latter stages of this game. And I think Ringo McKenna has been sensational this afternoon in the middle. He does all the hard work, and I'm sure the umpire Margetts by 2 will notice that this afternoon when they go to put their votes onto the card, that's for sure. The ball coming out in the middle now, going the way of Chapman Valley. No, Boyle puts an end to that.
Still working hard.
The little fella, the little general puts it out to the half-forward area. Can they run onto it? Nice little kick inside the corridor. Seth Farmer running onto it. The guy who scored the last, or player who scored the last goal for Railways, and a bit of a pack does develop. So next week, Glenn, is it 2 more rounds before Country Week, because Country Week has moved to the last weekend.
That's right,
of the school holidays.
Yeah, so next weekend is a big round 10, and there's some big games, and we'll be at a very interesting game between Mullawar and Towns out at Mullawar Oval, and Mullawar will go into the game as underdogs for sure. Towns, after their win, you'd expect today, will be pushing to get further up the premiership table. 2
players just tackled Prime Train. I think they did that so they can get it into the pictures.
The film, yeah, that's right. Ball goes the way of Lee Hutchins. He goes backwards. It goes a handball. Goes the way of Ringo McKenna. McKenna has the ball held. Didn't have any prior opportunity.
Sorry, Glenn, where'd you say we're going to go?
We're going to Mullawar and Towns at Mullawar Oval. Other games next weekend. Chapman Valley play Northampton here at Mazzucchelli Oval. and Rovers play Railways at Greenock Oval. They're the 3 games next weekend for purely filtration. So a big round of fixtures. Ball comes the way of Railways, goes the way of Cody Giltro. He gets tackled, has the ball taken up the ground, and the ball will go to half forward. The free kick will go the way of Railways. So Railways have the ball up the ground and go the way of the young player in Seth Farmer. And he says, well, I know how to kick a goal from here.
Yeah,
so he's about to set sail again. So Seth Farmer with the ball. So has an opportunity from 50 metres out. Kick his second goal of the afternoon. So Seth Farmer, who was very impressive in his last kick, can he put 2 in a row and kick a very good goal, an important goal for Railways, make the scoreboard look a little bit more attractive. That's a very good kick again.
Does it again.
So Seth Farmer, he's a highlight reel for Railways this afternoon. So well done to the young man. So Seth Farmer, at the 10-minute mark of the last quarter, gets his second of the afternoon. And Railways...
Pete said he knew a little bit about him, but now he's developed into Pete's prodigy.
You taught him how to kick better.
I was the worst kick ever.
So
Tim Jardine's your man, isn't he?
he is, yeah. Batavia Timber and Salvage scoreboard. And Chapman Valley are 12 goals, 10-82.
Yeah, I'll claim it.
Railways are 5 goals, 5-39. So an interesting scoreline. And of course, this last quarter, with thanks to GT Russell Chartered Accountants, as umpire D. Margetts to put the ball into the air again.
See, Prime Train's got a bit of room there, Glenn.
Yes, they're giving him a fair bit of space.
Waves to the crowd.
Yes, waves to the camera. The ball goes back into the centre, and they go out the ball. In goes Osborne. Prime Train overran the ball. Goes back towards the player there in Sorensen, who was held while not in the ball, not holding the ball. So Sorensen with the ball. Plays on. Prime Train again. Takes a good grab.
He'll get a lot of it in the latter stages of the game, I'm sure.
Yes, he's fit, see? That's the difference. Shaden.
I think they're just giving it to him.
Shaden goes with it there. But in goes James Maverick. So they're all getting on the stats sheet now. James Maverick kicks it up. Gives it away. And Mick gets the handball away. The young man who couldn't control the ball then. Yeah, Mick Horseman. Whistle on play goes the way of the player there in Jordan Williamson. Gets it up towards half forward. Looks up there. Kobe Simpson's there. He has the ball held to him. Umpire will come in and throw the ball up.
Glenn, we had a discussion at 3/4 time about if you're a young fella in town and you're looking... A lot of young ladies out here on this balcony today.
Yes.
It'd be a fantastic club to join if you were
keen.
Well,
unfortunately, Chapman Valley didn't get a game today because Railways haven't got a women's side. So there's a lot of Chapman Valley women here today celebrating their side's performance in the men. So it's good to see them out here supporting their fellow teammates. Ball to be thrown back into play, or thrown up. Goes the way. Horseman rucking for Chapman Valley. The ball comes out, goes the way of Sorensen. Sorensen goes the way of Lee Hutchins. Hutchins handballs the ball down. Railways player gets grabbed and gets tackled and held to the ground. And that was the young player in Shaden Edwards. And a free kick has been picked out, goes the way of Elijah Burrows. Elijah Burrows with the free kick, kicking towards the northern end of the ground. So Elijah Burrows with the free kick.
Buzz goes around the crowd again, Glenn.
Yes, so Buzz has the ball. 82 plays 35. Elijah Burrows, very talented player. Gets it on his left boot, kicks it up towards the teeth of goal. Ball happened through, and Chapman Valley cleverly slapped the ball through for a force behind to Dylan Williamson there.
Interestingly, Prime Train's about the third most possessions on the ground, so he's
He's doing okay, isn't he?
Yeah, he's up to 17, so he
Well,
started
there you go.
slow, but...
Off the half-back line, that Chapman Valley have it again. This guy's got a few this afternoon. Jaden Schofield is the coach of the Chapman Valley side this year, and things starting to fall into place for the Royals under his guidance as it goes toward the boundary and almost at centre wing on the far side. It goes over the white line, which is under the scoreboard, reading 12-10 Chapman Valley to Railways 5-6. In comes the ball now, players setting themselves. Gee, MJ McConnell's been rucking pretty hard this afternoon, but hasn't had a lot of support. The ball going forward now for paper talk. He's quickly bottled up. The Chapman Valley custodian brought to ground. And the ball will be thrown up once again. Umpire Starling with two Margettes here this afternoon. They've umpired pretty well, and the game has been pretty bit one-sided, but I think the crowd that's come out has enjoyed what they've seen and ready for the big freeze that's coming up in about an hour's time or less. The ball off the half-back line with Boyle again. He sends it up into that area to the half-forward area. The mark is not taken. The ball goes to ground, and he'll be thrown up once again. So, getting to the latter stages of this round 9 game, as Glenn said, round 10 will be an interesting one.
Chapman Valley playing Northampton, so that'll be a big contest here at Magic.
There's going to be a wedding, I think.
Is there?
There's going to be a wedding. No, it's I can't say too much, but you'll find out.
Oh, yeah. I thought it was going to be like Northampton last time. They had 9 players out. No, it's not going to be that sort of a wedding. There's going to be a mock wedding after the game between Chapman Valley and Northampton.
Yeah, there is, yeah.
A big day, yes, yes. So that's why we're not here, Peter, because I knew that you'd want to get into that mock wedding. So we're going to
I might be here, Glenn.
Oh, you might be here.
I mightn't be here at all.
Why is that?
After going into the ice, I might not be around.
You might pull a hammy going up the stairs, down the stairs.
I might have a heart attack going into the ice. After I hit the ice.
Just don't breathe in the water. Ball to be thrown up.
Is that the key, is it, Glenn?
That's the theory. Just brace yourself for the cold. Ball goes the way of O'Brien. He slaps it down. Goes the way of a Railways player. And the big player there in his 200th game, Jesse Moore, gets himself up.
Is it as cold as what Tuesday night was like, Glenn? Gee, that was pretty cold this week, wasn't it?
Yeah, we've had some cold mornings.
Oh, exactly.
It's still only relatively cold in comparison
I think it got
places.
down to about 4 degrees, which is pretty cold for the Midwest, isn't it?
Yeah, Prime Train gets it out. So the game petering out in this last quarter with thanks to GT Russell Chartered Accountants. And we've played 15 minutes and a whistle on play. Railways player took them on and he got caught in possession. Ringo McKenna is rewarded. Ringo McKenna gets a
he should get 50 after that.
It'll be a kick up the ground.
Yeah.
So kick up the ground. That was a bit of lax play there from the Railways player. Advantage rule paid. Chapman Valley have it. Goes the way of Ewan Whiteley. Ewan Whiteley does it well. He centres the ball, finds Kim Schofield. Kim Schofield feeds it out towards Lee Hutchins. Lee Hutchins goes away with a handball, goes the way of Tyron Papertalk. He goes to James Maverick.
Hutchins will score from here.
And Hutchins runs towards goal, and Lee Hutchins gets another goal. And Chapman Valley are on the march.
Never seen a better one on the run than Lee Hutchins.
He gets his second.
A couple of weeks ago, Pete. He got 3 bombers just outside the centre square. So if he has it within 50 metres, he's looking pretty good.
Lee Hutchins gets his second of the afternoon on the Batavia Timber and Salvage scoreboard. Chapman Valley roll on. Chapman Valley are 13 goals, 10. They lead Railways 5 goals, 6. And this has been another big win to the Royals.
So having, and I'm saying it again, I've said it before, but having those forwards that can kick goals, Lee Hutchins, you've got your centre-line players, the Schofields, you've got Ringo McKenna, but you've got guys that actually will finish, which Chapman Valley haven't had for quite a while. So, what's number 9's name? Colgate, Hutchins, and then you've got some good little players, and then you've got the Paper Talk boys. So there's a real finals chance here.
The old quarterback in Schofield certainly has been the architect of this game this afternoon, with his co-accused in the middle. That's Ringo McKenna. Chapman Valley go even further ahead on the premiership table, Glenn.
Yes, interesting premiership table this afternoon. Railways will drop out of the top 4 and Towns will go in.
Because Northampton having the bye.
Yes, that's right. Ball goes the way of Ringo McKenna. He gets tackled. Ball goes forward. Umpire says, I'll throw the ball up. And I guess it's fair to say that Railways have been trying to negate Chapman Valley's flair. So they've done that to some extent, but you've got to win the game. Ball goes the way of the player there in Hutchins, goes the way of Railways, and they get it to the young man, and Railways get the ball forward there through Seth Farmer, gets it the way of Delaney. Elliot Delaney kicks it towards full forward, looking for Damien King, but Damien King almost a good mark, and then to rub salt in the wounds, the player there in Simpson, Cody Simpson, takes the ball, takes the handball, goes up towards centre wing. Chapman Valley have it there through McKenna, gets a handball forward, looking for there for Ewan Whiteley, comes back, the Railways player is tackled, and the Railways player almost caught in possession. The umpire said it's all right to try and break a tackle.
Ewan Whiteley's an unassuming player, does a lot of the simple things well, doesn't he, Pete?
He's good footballer.
He will be probably going to Country Week, I would say, this year again, like he did last year, and performed really well. Ball goes the way of Whiteley again.
And Kimmy Schofield, Glenn, started slowly, but now he's a leading possession getter on the ground. Which
builds himself into the game, hasn't he?
Certainly did. Schofield boy's been dominant.
Well, he got on top of it. Boyle was dominant early, but he just didn't get the support that he needed.
Ball thrown up. Goes the way of Railways again. Railways player gets it on boot now. That's young Osborne, but his kick's a poor one. He picked out Jaden Schofield, and Jaden Schofield's run-off half-back has been excellent today. Gets it forward and finds Nick Mosley. Nick Mosley, the back pocket player, running deep into attack for Chapman Valley. Gets a short pass forward. Looking there for McKenna. Goes past that player. Ball picked up now by Kimberley. Picked up now by Boyle. Mitch Boyle off half-back. Kicks it towards the centre of the ground. But his kick's a poor one. Goes the way of Oakley Criddle. And Oakley Criddle marks. He goes out wide and finds a teammate there in Ewan Whiteley.
Ewan Whiteley, just mentioned him a moment ago, as Glenn said. Hopefully he goes away to Country Week. Not much of him, but he's a good reader of the game. Is Whiteley into the half-forward area. Up they go. Players diving on top of it, just outside the forward 50 once again for Chapman Valley.
We've had a bit of a glimpse today of the future. You know, Kobe, Giltro, Seth Farmer shown glimpses. Ned Osborne, some of the good young footballers of the future coming through.
And Pete, you'd be interested to know that Ewan Whiteley is the son of a Vanderkool.
Yeah, I've heard that.
Yeah,
friend,
so there's a bit of sporting talent there. Ball coming back now to Chapman Valley, going forward again. Schofield, he's been exceptional this afternoon, the coach. Sends it into the half-forward area, marked by Bartlett. He's been icing on the cake in this game. And down comes Prime Train and takes a nice mark in the dying stages of this big game for MMD this afternoon. That's why he's here.
He's kicked 2 goals. He could become a 3-goal player if he kicks this one.
All of his supporters will be watching with glee as he kicks in a very tight angle toward the southern end, but he's backing himself, his Prime Train. Let's see what he can do. The kick's not a bad one, but it goes across the face of goal. Almost marked by Paper Talk. Gee, got high, couldn't take it. Off the boot of Kimberley, though. He goes into space, and they're out of danger. Railways once again for Chapman Valley. Working hard as Whiteley. Must have heard me talking about him, because he certainly put in an extra effort since the mention. Dives on top of the ball. But the umpire says, well, the free kick is going to go the way of Railways. And the player with the ball gets it now. That's young Giltro again. He sends it forward and finds Boyle.
He's worked hard. Mitchell Boyle all day.
Mitchell Boyle with the ball on half-back. Time running out for the Blues this afternoon. We've played 21 minutes in this final term with thanks to GT Russell Chartered Accountants. Chapman Valley have the ball on centre wing. Whistle on play. Railways player must have got a free kick. So the Railways player has the ball on the centre wing on the scoreboard side, and it's Kimberley. Kimberley with the ball, and it's Matt Kimberley. So Matt Kimberley with the ball, short pass, goes the way of the player there in Damien King. Damien King is on centre wing, so Railways see the ball forward, but they turn the ball over a lot. Goes the way of Kim Schofield. He has the opportunity to give it to Jaden Schofield, who's played on his own. Jaden Schofield gives it to Mitchell Thompson. Mitchell Thompson has 2 bounces, runs across centre of the ground, kicks it forward, looking to Lee Hutchins, gives it back to James Maverick. Maverick feeds it out towards Nick Mosley. Nick Mosley kicks it towards forward, and the Chapman Valley player went high, but he couldn't mark the ball.
Whiteley.
In goes the player in Cody Giltro and saves the day for Railways. So Chapman Valley going forward with relentless in this third quarter, in this final quarter. They've kicked 3 goals in this term, and Railways with the breeze have kicked 2 goals in this final term. So the ball comes back towards Chapman Valley. Railways player gets rid of it. Big kick out of defence there from Dylan Williamson, from the player there in Williamson. Jordan goes back, and a free kick goes the way of Railways. So Railways have the ball on half back. So Railways have the ball now, and the kick goes forward from Cocking, gets it up the ground, but it's cut off. The Chapman Valley defence have been pretty good back there. Jaden
They've been
Thompson
sensational.
gives it away of Kim Schofield, goes the way of Ringo McKenna.
And that's the reason why this man here, he's been the rock of Gibraltar at the back.
It's almost like a training run, isn't it?
An architect of what has been a great game by Chapman Valley and Jaden Schofield.
James Maverick is marked.
James Maverick. He's marked from about 35 metres out.
Give it to the Prime Train, come on.
Play the game.
Pete's a convert. Pete's a convert for Prime Train.
I don't know how to find him on whatever he's on.
Ball goes away of Schofield.
Schofield.
The coach calls on the siren to see a big win go the way of Chapman Valley. Chapman Valley, 14 goals, 10 have defeated Railways 5-6 in emphatic fashion here at Mazzucchelli Oval. And you're listening to Radio Mama, the home of GNFL football.
Today's Drennan O'Malley Motors Game Day is